What is vaudeville? If you've ever wondered about the roots of American entertainment, you might have stumbled upon the term vaudeville. But what exactly is vaudeville, and how did it become such a big part of American culture? Vaudeville was essentially a variety show that included a mix of different acts like comedy, singing, dancing, juggling, acrobatics, and even magic. The term itself comes from the French phrase vaudeville, meaning voice of the city or songs of the town. To understand vaudeville, let's go back to the 19th century. Variety entertainment had been around since the colonial days, but it wasn't until the mid to late 1800s that vaudeville started to take shape. Before the Civil War, variety shows were often performed in less than ideal venues, like beer halls and disreputable saloons that weren't exactly family-friendly. After the Civil War, things changed. Reformers and savvy theater owners decided to clean up these venues and make them more appealing to family audiences. They got rid of the gamblers, con men, and other unsavory characters, and instead offered what they called polite vaudeville. This new form of entertainment was designed to be classy and suitable for everyone. One of the key figures in this transition was Tony Pastor, often called the godfather of vaudeville. He started managing his own variety saloon in the 1860s and later opened his famous vaudeville house at Tammany Hall in 1881. Other notable figures like B.F. Keith and F.F. Proctor also opened their own theaters, creating circuits that spanned across the country. By the 1880s and 1890s, vaudeville was booming. It reached its peak in the 1910s with thousands of theaters and tens of thousands of performers and staff. Vaudeville shows were a melting pot of cultures, featuring acts from European immigrants and African Americans. For example, Molly Picone, the daughter of Polish immigrants, brought Yiddish theater to the American stage, helping to increase positive exposure to diverse cultures. Vaudeville acts were incredibly diverse, ranging from comedy skits to ventriloquism and puppetry. The shows were designed to keep audiences entertained with something new and interesting every few minutes. This format helped vaudeville become a staple of American entertainment. However, vaudeville's popularity began to wane with the rise of new technologies like phonographs, silent films, and eventually radio and talking pictures. By the 1930s, big-time vaudeville had largely disappeared, although smaller local versions continued until the early 1950s. Today, the legacy of vaudeville lives on in many forms of modern entertainment. It paved the way for future generations of performers and changed the way we think about entertainment and cultural acceptance. So next time you watch a variety show or a comedy act, remember the rich history of vaudeville that made it all possible.